They shouldn't have given you ashy blokes YouTube.
Cursed be the ground, for our sake. Both thorns and thistles it shall bring forth for us. For out of the ground we were taken, for the dust we are. And to the dust we shall return.
What's up, boss? You believe that? Hold on. Oh no. Do you believe in that? Huh? Oh no. Ah! Oh no. Come on. Do you believe?
All right, good people. This is going to be punching the clock, okay? Because I was at a loss about what to even come on today and talk about, right? So you wander around and you have a couple things rolling around your head, and then up pops Psych Hacks, and he chimes in. I don't know if he's watching my channel or he's dovetailing my thought patterns, but he came right in and saying something exactly what I was going to say. Maybe I should have said it last week, but since the opportunity came to actually do this, I will do it today. And you know, you saw the title, right? You can't buy her love. So we'll get into that. We'll do a little Saudi Khan first, and then into some Psych Hacks. We're going to talk about the ism, okay? First, I want to catch up on my Cash Apps, because I haven't read them in a while, and I want to make sure that I show my appreciation for people that donate. Derek, appreciate you. Saint Ready, appreciate you. Lanier, SL, Sydney, thank you. Terrence, thank you. James, appreciate you. Blade Runner, appreciate you. Damien, appreciate you. Russo, Gian, appreciate you. Tooth Triv, as always, one of my day ones. Marchand, Mr. Heat with a big one, appreciate you. David, appreciate you. Lloyd, appreciate you. Kevin, appreciate you. And from today, James, appreciate you, okay, this morning. So I just want to give my appreciation to all my Cash App donors from the bottom of my heart. So sometimes during the show, I can barely keep up with the super chats. So the Cash Apps sometimes get lost. I want to try to make sure I do a better job of catching up with them. Prince is first. I'm listening. AL, you can't win, boss. You can't win, okay? Inspired Truth. Yeah, with the reset, that's Pimp God's new channel. Please go over there and help him out with some subs. I think it's there. Let's see if it's there. Yep, it's Pimp God's new channel. Let's go ahead and give it a peek. It's called Disruptive Ism. Just gonna give y'all a peek real quick about his new channel. They don't want the ism out, so y'all go over there and sub him up, man. He's only got 7 subs, man. He should have 100 by the end of the day, okay? Go ahead and give Pimp Brother a little love, okay? And also for people that are so disposed of the ism, please subscribe to his Patreon, because YouTube's not going to let him make any money, okay? So Adric, what's going on? Eddie, what's happening? Leon, love won't get my woman to shut up, but if I smack her with a $100 bill, it's probably, well, nowadays, it's probably going to take a little bit more than a $100 bill. Red Planet, what's going on? Trell, Quentin, NPRG, what's going on, Woo Man? What's going on, Mongo? Titan Blooded. Kennard, what's happening? Upstar. So Kevin says, I got the patience of Job. Yeah, I'm gonna have to kind of restrict his appearances on my panels, is because he doesn't have any self control. Man, he's in his 30s. He should have better. 5-year-olds have better self control than that. So I'm gonna have to rethink about how much I want to let him on the panel. Shawnee, because I shouldn't have to scream at somebody, man, to be quiet. Okay, on the panel, stop talking. Jeffrey, what's happening? Bureau, what's happening? I've got the Trump announcement. On pause. Okay. Oh well, man, you might as well get used to it, man. It's gonna be a daily thing. I had to tell my mother. I told my mother that's her guilty pleasure. Well, I don't even like him, but he's always on. Okay. She's always talking about him. Free agent Triple OG, what's happening? Money Motion, what's happening? Shannon Green, good evening. You were correct in assessment that once he got in office, he was going to say things that would make the market shake up. Yep, yep. I see Bitcoin has exploded, man. So maybe you guys were right about him being in office, him being good for Bitcoin, because as soon as he got in and put his hand on the Bible, it exploded. So y'all were right. Dayron, what's up? I'm sure Turtle Bitcoin is happy today. Terrence, what's going on? Yeah. I mean, you got to remember he had 3 months to think about it, so all these things were already in the works. Said, I can't buy love, but I can buy McRib. Only when they're available, boss. You probably can buy love quicker than you can buy McRib nowadays. There's Montoya with the apple. What's going on, girl? You doing okay? Give me a buzz. Give me a text when you got time. Okay. Yours truly. What's going on, Mr. Z? You can buy love, women, friends, respect. What type of America are you? You just kidding. You know what? The thing is, see, I have to think about what I'm going to say, and my topic's going to bring up. See, Mr. Z and Edward, they can make the ABCs, man, and talk about it for 2 hours. Smooth, hey, Smooth, what's happening, man? Where you been? You doing good? Smooth will tell you can't buy love, man. He tried. Tooth Tread, what's going on? Chewbacca says hi. What's up, Theo? Somebody, you got a compliment on your on your method of learning language, man. So Pharaoh in the heart of the gynocracy. What's going on, Mr. Donnie Mack? Hurricane Greg, what's happening? G Darius, what's going on, G Darius? Where you been, man? Yeah, I saw the Bloom Pop skit. Well, I'll tell you, I was saying that Dave Chappelle is a big watcher of the Black Manosphere, so I'm not surprised. Poseidon, what's up? Willie R, what's going on? Roddy, the cloud engineer, what's going on, man? Hey, BGS, I'm watching a news interview of a woman who pretended to be a man for 18. Oh, because she was wrong. She went crazy. Yeah, she wrote a book. We actually covered her way back when, man, years ago when she actually went through that transition, and um, she saw things from a man's point of view. She couldn't, and once you see, you can't unsee it, and she could never get over that. Women think being a man is easy. As a sigma male, how do you think that compared to a beta, alpha, or omega male in dating? Uh, Sigmas are apart. So sigmas are a little bit of a chameleon, okay? Because they can play a beta role, okay, which makes alphas mad, okay? It makes alphas mad because you pretend to be a beta, but you're not. And when they try to press on you, they find out that you're not a beta, then you become a rival. So sigmas are almost like chameleons. So they can sigmas can take any spot in that order if they whatever order they want, and all of a sudden you look up and they're gone. They could either sigmas can be an alpha, a beta, or anywhere along the spot because they don't fit inside the paradigm. Go back and look at where the ism actually came from, which is Brave New World, right? And John the Savage. John the Savage was a Sigma. He didn't fit into either world. He was born on. He was actually supposed to be born on Alpha. Most Sigmas are actually supposed to be born in Alpha. They actually are born in Alpha, but they don't fit in. Roddy, do you want the interview sent to your email? Sure. Prince says, link it. Okay. Forever Blessed, what's going on? Barry, what's happening? Michael, what's happening? Yeah, it was draining. I have to do a better job, man, because I think I've given Andre way too much rope, so I have to rein him back in. So it's gonna. He convinced me that he can't control himself as an adult, so I'm gonna have to rein him in, which I try not to do. Rebel Zoe, what's going on? VG, what's happening? Trail, what's happening? What's going on, Maestro? Maestro back in the lab. M Lava, man, I was going to ask, should I ask Barack to swing by and get some ism? Where it is he's dating Jennifer Aniston, TMZ shit. Hope he is well. Barack Obama's preference is Jewish girls, so him dating Jennifer Aniston would make sense. Dust of my dust. I mean, he's done a pretty good job of dealing with Michelle. Michelle's not an easy person to deal with. Inspired Truth, what's going on? Joel, what's happening? Shannon Green, Jay Cleveland, Philip, Independent POV, what's happening? Why love will make anybody go? Not necessarily. Not necessarily. Tunnel Runner, what's going on? Brent said, didn't she offer herself? Yes, she did. She did. Superstar, what's happening? Mr. Snazzy, Jake. See, Double A King, what's going on? Back after triple overtime game. Yeah, man, I had to force myself. That's why this is punching the clock day today. Walter King, what's happening? See, Bo, what's happening? Brother John. Dr. Goodbar, what's going on for the Andre Thorns and Thistles tier? Y'all hate shit. Yeah, that was tough, man. I hate doing that in public. And the thing is, he would not shut up. Oh, the link to Pimp God is up there. I think he'll repost it again. Micah, what's going on? B. Alexander, Superstar, Dusty PhD, what's happening? All right, let's go ahead and get into the ism, all right? This is something I was going to do anyway, and this one was actually given to me by, Just You Been on Fire like Denzel. I heard that. This is something I was going to do anyway I still might do it in a, whatchamacallit, in a, pre-recorded, but I want to give the ism about spending money, using money to get women. Hey, what up, Cree? One of my day ones. This is Sadia Khan and Understanding Female Attraction, the real reason women choose men, okay? Now I'm going to pay the first half of this. It talks about money, okay, and pretty women. What's up, Chaos? What good BGS that had problem on your take on your stream yesterday? Okay. I had no idea what you talked about. You'll restate it so I can figure it out. But this is Sadia Khan. Sadia Khan I like is because Sadia Khan is what I call a courtesan. Okay. She's not a dating coach. She's a courtesan. She's telling you how wealthy people operate. So she's somebody you would go to. Okay. Say you're a wealthy man or a woman, a beautiful woman that wants to be with a wealthy man. She's the person that you would talk to about the game, okay? And she getting ready to lay down some game because I've heard this, I've seen this, I've heard this from other people and other men in various avenues on all levels, not just people, not just men on the upper echelons, but also men on the lower level, like the pool boys, the guy that works at Walmart, the guy that works at Home Depot. Okay, I've heard this. Okay, so it shouldn't be a surprise, but all those guys that tell you got to make six figures, you got to make this amount of money to do this, to do that, to get respect and love from your woman, okay? She's getting ready to tell you what it is, okay? This is from a courtister. This is from one who knows, that deals with these women and these men. So what do you think of the Trump's child support rule? We have to see if it actually comes to pass, okay? I think it would be fair. I've said that for years. I think it would be fair, but um, I think it would be fair if he did, but things we have to see if it goes through, because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of pushback in Congress from that shit. Okay. Anyhow, let's get into it, man. Let's go ahead and punch the clock. Okay, this is me punching the clock. Okay, Sadia Khan. Okay, here we go.
So what happens is they lose their eyesight when it comes to her character, and they focus entirely on her appearance. So they end up attracting women who just like his lifestyle, who don't care if there's a lot of emotional connection, won't mind that you're working 25 hours a day, 8 days a week, because she's got access to your credit card. And that type of woman is completely different to the woman that begs you for a few.
And I think guys know this, okay? I think guys know this. I mean, inside they know this. Over time they fool themselves, but I think guys really know this, okay? They know why that woman's there, because that's why they built it in the first place. That's why they lead with it. That's why they lead with it, okay? Now, maybe they fool themselves hoping that she'll fall in love with them as a person, okay? But I think this is why guys lead with their wallet. She's getting ready to tell you why you, not why you shouldn't, but thing is what you should expect if you do actually indulge. Because what you're doing is high level tricking. You know, that's what I call it. I call it high level tricking.
Few days off so she can spend more time with you. So what happens is men that have simple jobs, simple careers attract women who like quality time. Men that have very busy careers that take over their world, they attract women who just like the perks of being with you. And those women are so emotionally disconnected to you that cheating does.
What did Warren say? What did Pimp God say? She ain't married to you, okay? She ain't married to you. She married to the game. Every woman I've ever been with, I always ask her, why are you here? Because I want to know what the game is. Okay, why are you here? The thing is, what you're here for, as long as I'm getting what I want, okay, it's all well and good. But I want to know why you're here. What is it you're trying to get out of me that you want? Okay, so I don't get blindsided. So we're on the same. I want us to be on the same page. So every woman I've ever been with, from time I was 15 years old, okay, why are you with me? Okay, and then look her in her face and see if she's going to tell me the truth. 9 times out of 10, they won't tell you the truth. But we'll look them in the face. You can tell.
Doesn't feel like anything to those women. Whereas the women that build with you and are emotionally connected to you, crave quality time, they don't want that CEO lifestyle. So they filter themselves out. So you end up with a pool of women that are more likely to cheat.
It's really interesting.
Yeah.
This is why people really have got to ask themselves the question, what is going to need to be true for this relationship to be worth the sacrifice?
What do you want from the relationship? Okay, and that's the whole thing. If you're leading with your money, is that woman somebody you want to fall in love with, or fall in love with you, or care for you, or is she an item to be acquired? If she's a dime, and you got money, you got wealth and fame, then she's more likely an item to be acquired. Okay. Every now and then you get a woman like that really falls in love with who you really are. I think Nicole Murphy never got over Eddie. I think she said she really loved Eddie for who he really was, even though he had money. And every other guy she was with, she knew she was the item to be acquired.
Sacrifices.
Yeah.
And if your answer is sex, you're in real trouble.
And you have to ask yourself, if your motivation for becoming rich is getting more women, you have to think about the quality of women. If you couldn't access her without money, then chances are any man with money can access her.
Exactly. Then she's for sale. It's transactional. Okay. That's why I call it high level tricking. Okay. And the guys that she wants to be herself with, okay, to let her hair out is normally the guy that has much, much less. In other words, and even those guys, I tell those guys, okay, you got a beautiful rich woman that has a rich husband, and you're a regular dude with a regular job, and she's getting sex from you. Okay, you're the concubine. Okay, you're the unpaid concubine that you're getting access to her vagina. You're there for her to get her release. That's like he would go to escort behind her back and get relief. Basically, the only thing with a guy with a beautiful woman and from a rich man, okay, you're an unpaid escort. And I'm telling guys at that level, okay, you can do what you want, okay? If you being with that woman and you getting sex is all you need, that's fine. But the thing is, you got to realize your place. You're an unpaid escort because she ain't leaving that rich guy for you. Now, if you really want to press, you really think she loves you, tell her, hey, divorce him, come down and live on my standard, and see how that works out. Put these love languages in a new light of service, physical touch, quality, time, receiving gifts, words of affirmation, more isms. Those, okay, that's emotional labor, okay, and that's woman speak. Okay, and men aren't women. And she can replace you at any given time because she's for sale. She's an item. Okay, she's the what did he call them? A respectable hoe. Okay, as Pimp God and Ron Will says, she's a respectable hoe. Okay.
So. And if you, yeah, so if you can access her without money, she's your level. But if it takes money to access her, you are replaceable.
Say it again, white girl. Say it again, white girl.
If you can access her without money, she's your level.
If you can access her without money, she's your level. Okay. Can't impress that enough. She's giving up the game. Okay. Now, she's a high-level courtesan, okay? That's why you should listen to her. But you got to decipher what she's trying to tell you.
Takes money to access her, you are replaceable.
You are replaceable. And you are replaceable by the next guy with more money or the same money, right? So you got to, basically, you have to know that's where you are. You got to know that you, just like a car, right? Okay? If you get behind the car notes, they're going to repossess the car and sell it to somebody else, okay? If that's what you want. I'm not saying that's what you should want. If that's what you want and you have the money, you can buy her. That's what she's trying. She's using access. She's not using the word buys because she's trying to be polite.
This man who's an ATM. So don't do it. Unfortunately. We have to be realistic with our expectations. If you're a 4 out of 10 guy that happens to be a millionaire, the reality is a 10 out of 10 girl is still not going to be physically attracted to you.
Say it again, white girl. Say it again, white girl. Say that shit again, right? Let's play that back one more time, right? Okay? For all you niggas in the back, okay? All you what do you call it? Alpha your way through it, Negroes, okay? That I got to make multi-6 figures and I got to be this, that, or the third, okay? Okay, you have to know the game. I'm not saying what you should do or what you shouldn't do, okay? You have to know the game. The game is the game. And then what they always used to tell me a long time ago, from the time I was a kid, don't hate the player, hate the game, all right? Okay, the game is the game, okay? And she's not married to you. She's married to the game. Got to remember that before you put that ring on her finger. She's married to the game, not to you. What is the game? What's her game? What's the game that she playing? What game is she running? What game does she believe in? And you got to play according to those rules. But also she got to play according to your rules too. Okay? It's called that's why pimps are called what? Masters of what? Masters of game, right? That's why. That's why they can do what they do. This is Pimp God that sent me this.
If you're a 4 out of 10 guy that happens to be a millionaire, the reality is a 10 out of 10 girl is still not going to be physically attracted to you. She's still going to just be attracted to your lifestyle. So she's more likely to still get her physical needs met elsewhere.
Yes, okay. Her physical needs met elsewhere. So if you're the guy on the other end where she's leaving, her husband's on a business trip, she's going to visit you, okay? You're her hoe. You're the hoe in this situation, okay? You're her hoe. What do you get? All you get is a sticky penis. Is that all you get? And if she walks off back to her lifestyle and you're stuck in your 1-bedroom apartment, is that fair? If the situation was reversed, she wouldn't allow that. She wouldn't do that for you. You got to give her. You got to compensate her. Okay. I'm not saying it's right, but the thing is, it's something to think about. A woman that can be bought isn't worth having. Wilson Fisk, aka Kingpin. That's true. I mean, having depends on what you need her for.
And the amount of women I see cheating on their rich husbands is unbelievable.
The weird thing about this for me, and it may just be that you're right, and there's a self-selection bias for the female version of sociopathy, quite frankly, because typically men cheat because they want a novel sexual experience and women cheat because they want an emotional.
Depend. They cheat for both. It's not true. They cheat for both. They cheat for both. If a black dude's got a BBC and he can blow her back out, okay, it's a novel sexual experience. Okay, that's not true.
Experience that they're not getting from their spouse.
It's bullshit. Yeah. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
But this is a totally different thing. It sounds like.
But I also because usually the emotional connection is limited when a man is so busy. But I say rich men have it the same way. Beautiful women are more likely to be cheated on. And
we'll get into that next, okay? Because I'm gonna actually do that part in a pre-recorded, okay, about beautiful women getting cheated on, because it is something about emotional connection and how the game works. The game works in reverse when you're a beautiful woman. Okay, so the game is the game, right? And what do they say? The game ain't cool, but it's fair. The game is fair. Okay, there's advantages and disadvantages for any position that you play. Hopefully, the advantages outweigh the disadvantages. So, Mike Tyson said, "Everything your mom does is for your survival. Everything wife does is for her survival." Exactly. Okay. And why do you have her? And why do you have her? That's the thing. Why is she with you? Why do you pick her? And that's one thing guys don't ask. I always ask that. What is my top thing that I say about relationships, right? When you get a woman, right? Okay, when you acquire a woman, return on investment. What are you getting? And every time I ask a guy that's having dating problems, okay, and he's with a woman or he's dating a woman, I said, okay, what are you getting out of that woman? And they go, have you thought about it? Why are you with her? That's how your relationship is fucked up. There's not a clear delineation about what you get out of that woman. So you know what you're giving back, okay? Man, every woman I dated, man, okay, we went out on a date, every dollar I spent, I noted it down, okay? And I made sure that my return on investment of time, money, emotional labor, whatever I was getting from her was worth what I was putting out. And when those two things got imbalanced, guess what I did? I started cutting back. And she started bitching about it. I need to let you go because the return that I'm getting from you is not worth the money that I'm laying out or the time that I'm laying out. It's cold. It's black pill. Sometimes it's unfeeling, but things that'll keep you out of a lot of the bullshit. Okay. Now, if you want to be, if you want to be a pawn in the game, that is up to you. Okay. That is up to you. Okay, the shit that I preach, or I don't even preach it. this is shit I've learned. Okay, this is, you know, most of the stuff I tell you did not originate from me. Most of, not all, but most of the stuff that I teach you guys, I tell you guys, did not originate from me. This is stuff that was passed down to me. I'm passing it down to you, okay? And these guys that actually dealt in female flesh, they tell me. So I asked them, hey man, how do you handle your woman? How do I handle my woman says this, says X, what is Y that I should say? And 9 times out of 10, they were right. America is a cuck. Well, it has to be a cuck factory, okay? America, for any society to work, it's got to be blue pill. Ain't no society that works is not blue pill. Otherwise, it'll fall apart. They can't have a whole bunch of motherfucking Grinches running around, man. Okay, they can't have a whole bunch. Grinch, you know they can't have a whole bunch of you running around. America will fall apart, man. BGS kept a ledger of it. Yeah, I did. Grinch will tell you, you know. Grinch will tell you. Grinch will tell you. You got to keep track, man. Grinch will tell you. Grinch will tell you. If I'm lying about keeping the books, man, Grinch can call me a motherfucking liar. Okay. I learned from the best, man. You got to keep the book straight. Okay. I'm not saying that what you should want out of that woman. The thing is, if you're laying out, whether it's emotional labor, whether it's sex, whether it's time, whether it's money, okay, that shit's got a balance. And when that shit gets out of balance, you got to do something about it, or you got to go get yourself another woman. Grinch will tell you. If I'm lying, if I'm lying, please correct me, okay? Inspired Truth said that's a good game. Have a dating budget. I mean, you know what I'm saying is, and this is something that your money, your life tells you, okay? Keep track of everything that, you know, this is Zen, right? This is Zen, right? Keep track of everything that, because money is nothing but time and energy, okay? Time and life force. That's all money is, right? And everything that you put out, whether it's paid or unpaid, okay? Okay. With my ex, my baby mama, okay? It had to be balanced, right? Okay, I put time and money and genetic currency into those kids. Okay, she got paid back. Okay, she got paid back. I got a daughter with a bachelor's. I got a daughter with a master's. Okay, so the genetic currency and the time I put into those kids, they got paid back in spades. So no matter whether I stayed with her or not, no matter how much money I gave, the result that came out of those kids is worth way more than what she put into it. Okay. Grinch says 100, man. I mean, pimps keep books. I'm sorry. That woman only advocates for a high-value man compromising their standards, settling for ran through post-war women and their kids. Use a password, become a cut as Khan desires. The thing is, it's up to you, man. If you think that woman is a used vag and a bad attitude, because trust me, a high body count women are going to have an attitude. Okay, high body count women are not going to be the nicest people to deal with. Okay, there's advantages to having high body count women, and there's a whole lot of disadvantages. You got to know. And high body count women come with trauma. Is women call trauma. I don't call it trauma. I call it life experience. But they call it trauma. And if they're open to you, they'll tell you one by one all the trauma that they've had. Okay, and you can write, you can keep notes of it. And by the time you've done a whole psych eval on that chick. I used to, all my girlfriends, man, I do a whole psych eval on them because they tell me about all their past traumas and shit because they felt comfortable. You do a whole psych eval. BGS got ninjas reevaluating the whole late teens and 20s running through old bras. I was used for cheap. Yes, sarcastically. Thanks, BGS. Thanks, jerk. What I'm saying, man, for guys that are listening, okay, and because I get a whole lot of guys that brag about the chicks that they run through, okay. Now, if that chick is riding you to death and your toes are curling, you getting way more out of her than she getting out of you, right? But 90% of the time, KMS, correct me if I'm wrong, Rich, correct me if I'm wrong, you putting in 90% of the work. Especially as a black man. A black man is expected to get her woman off. Okay? That's our reputation. You do most of the work. What are you getting out of it? When I found, man, when I woke up, like I wasn't even 30, man, with my fiance, man. I said, this is some bullshit. So I'm not getting paid. I'm not getting any kind of compensation for getting her off, and she could this bitch is complaining. I said, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit. Anyhow, let me get into the next one with Psychax, because he's saying almost the same thing in a different way. That's how I think he's been. I think he's been peeping. Okay. That's why I get paid for it. It's work. Yes. Yes. That's why I have a lot of respect for pimps, man. People don't realize I have a lot of respect for pimps. I understand pimps. I understand pimps, man. That's why I'm trying. That's why I know pimps don't like it, because I'm decoding the isms, okay? And some of them like it, some of them don't, okay? 99% of the work, and all she does is surfboarding. All she got to do more than surfboard, man. I don't let them I don't let them get away with the other 9%. You got to get up here and do something, okay? You got to do something. I flip them over in a minute. I get up, you know, turn over. Nope. Get up, get on top. I hope this information will be in a book. Not this part, okay? Too many straws in the soda, high body. Oh, man. Well, you know, I think I'll do a pre-recorded on high body count women, man, because that comes up. I've done bits and pieces, but I will do a pre-recorded on high body count women, okay? I might do that tomorrow. Anyway. Continuing.
I'm Dr. Orion Taraban, and this is Psychax, Better Living Through Psychology. And the topic of today's short talk is Your Money's No Good Here.
Yes.
This is an episode specifically for very successful men.
Yes.
Time and again in my...
That's the exact man that Sadia Khan was talking about. That's why I think he's been peeping, okay? Because he's never talked about this before.
my practice, I've seen them run into this issue further down the line in their relationships. It has to do with maintaining a woman's interest long term, which can be very difficult to do and very risky too, given the fact that women tend to be loyal to their feelings, not to their duties. Let's get into it. As I've previously discussed, when it comes to women, the past is prologue. For better or worse, everything you have given a woman already no longer matters.
Ooh.
If she walks today, she takes with her...
What have you done for me lately? What did Janet say?
Everything that you've already given her. The only thing that she can't take with her is that which she wants from you and doesn't yet have. This means that on some level, the secret to long-term relationships, and this is actually true for both men and women, is to keep coming up with new things that the other person wants or needs that you have some measure of control over.
That's what transactional relationship, basically. That's where that partnership bullshit comes in, right? Okay. When she was married to marriage and respected the marriage game as it was actually laid out, the ism, okay, you didn't have to worry about that, right? Because she wanted to protect the marriage at all costs. With this, you have to keep up in the game and shit like that. That means this is transactional, okay? Not only just money, but time, experience, date nights, all that bullshit, man, that my parents never really did for the most part, right? Okay, vacations and all that kind of stuff where you're struggling to keep her happy, okay? I'm not gonna cuss. I'm not gonna cuss.
Providing. The game is never ending, and it doesn't run on gratitude. It is what it is. The issue is that this requires some tact and strategy.
Is there a difference between high body count octanes and high body count diesels? They're sex workers, so that's actually asking you, say, if you are a builder, how many nails did you drive into a piece of wood? Okay, that's your job. Diesels operate differently, so you can't put diesels in with square people. Okay, you're not gonna make no money if you're not high body count diesel. Okay, you're not gonna make no money. That's your stock and trade. Okay, so it's gonna will it affect you? Yeah, because diesels are broken to be a diesel you have to be broken from the very beginning. So all that is just you replicating what's already broken inside you. Whereas a normal woman, then body count does matter a lot more in a normal woman. Well, we'll talk about that.
If you dangle a carrot for
Real quick, I'll answer this one. Beaches, what are your thoughts on a woman that's married but still with a man on the side? Why get married? Okay? Let me ask you this, Marcus. What did she get married for? Did she get married for sex? Did she get married for sex? So a 92 octane 92 woman, what kind of body count should I be expecting? It depends on her parents. A 92 octane woman, I say if she's educated and she respects her body, I think nowadays, depending on her age, I would say maybe no higher than one a year. Okay, no higher than one a year. Probably, hopefully, she has gotten married, had a long-term relationship. So basically, you want a 92 high octane woman, if of a decent quality, to have less than 5, if you can get her that way, which is hard nowadays. Where you at, Marcus? Okay. You asked the question. Where you at? Depends. A woman gets married for security and children. She don't get married for sex. Okay. So having a side dude means that's where she gets her sexual. In other words, and this is something that there's things that she don't want to do with you because it's going to become normal, right? If she wants sexual novelty and for her not to follow her in her relationship, she'll get a side dude, okay? Say she like, for lack of a better term, anal, okay? She don't want to do that every day. If you like it, she's going to be doing that once a week, okay? But if she got a side dude that she sees once every couple of months, and that's what she want to get into, she can get into that on her pace. So over a lot of reasons that you do that shit, okay? Men do it all the time, okay? Women ain't that much different.
For too long, people will eventually become frustrated and leave. So you kind of do have to eventually give what the other person desires. That is, if you have any integrity whatsoever. If you withhold it past a certain point, you're not going to be able to continue to do business with each other. On the other hand, if you just give the other person everything that he or she wants, then you succeed in making yourself irrelevant.
And Jesse, you didn't need the book for that. I told you that 10 years ago, okay? Value of light and attention, right? I told you that shit 10 years ago.
And obsolete very, very quickly. Your business is concluded and no one continues to pay the plumber. Now, as a man, the more successful you are, the
what octane? The 85 is probably that and more. 85 is 2 per year. You can bank that one.
More you can afford to give. And this means that you can kind of stretch out the relationship longer than a less successful man. And this is a huge relief to successful men. Because what do successful men have a lot of? They have a lot of money, but they don't have a lot of time or bandwidth. So securing a relationship with a woman with things that can be bought.
No, the beta wants to get pinned, man. You know, everybody knows when that baby ain't yours, okay? You know when that baby ain't yours. If she getting genetics that you don't have and that baby's getting genetics you don't have, you know that baby ain't yours. Stop that shit. Y'all give me some bullshit now.
Bought is kind of a successful man's fantasy. All he has to do is write a check or put his credit card down. The transaction takes a little off the top of the resource he has in most abundance.
In other words, basically, it's a small digit on his line item because what he doesn't have is time. He ain't got time, so it's easier to give her what? Money. So she is an item to be purchased, much like a house or a car.
So he's very happy to do so. He might not even notice the expense. But here's the thing. While there are many things that women want that can be bought, there aren't an endless supply of these things. And these things become less valuable to a woman the more she has them. This means that eventually men run out of things to buy. Like there are only so many beach bungalows you can go to. There are only so many Michelin star restaurants you can dine at. There are only so many handbags you can own. And each of these things becomes less valuable to a woman in direct proportion to the degree to which she already has them. And she might already have them because you gave them to her. This means that you devalue any particular resource the more you provide it.
In other words, supply and demand, right? Okay? Supply and demand. The more she gets, just like any other human being, right? The more you have of it, the less you value it, right?
Which is why what works with women is diversity of experience. If you just keep providing the same thing over and over and over again, it will lose its value. This is the law of marginal utility applied to intersexual relationships. For instance, irrespective of her professed materialism, a woman is much more likely to value a designer handbag if she hasn't got one than if she has 50. Like if she already has 50, the 51st isn't going to matter all that much. The need or desire satisfied by the first 50 handbags reduces the perceived value of the 51st, regardless.
And it's the same thing that if you go back and read the book, Your Money or Your Life, he says exactly that. Okay? Says exactly that. Same thing with you. If you are rich, you have 50 Rolexes, right? Okay? The 51st is not going to mean as much as the first one.
Of its price tag. Make sense? In any case, the issue that very successful men encounter in their long-term relationships is that they run out of things to buy. And if they're not careful, at this point,
sometime within if they're laying with men that look alike, she can get the same genetic currency from each guy that she lays with. But that wasn't the question, was it, sir? Did you read the question? Why get genetic currency from him and pin the baby on you? And she could have just got the same baby from you. In fact, I was going to say this. My nephew and my son had women to try to pin babies on him. You look at the pictures, you know that's not his baby. Now, if you want to accept it as your baby, that's on you. But you know that ain't your baby. Okay, and the women in the family know this. They can spot it. They can spot when it ain't your baby. Okay, if nobody in your family's got green eyes and that motherfucker show up with curly hair and green eyes, you know that ain't your goddamn baby. I don't care what she says. You know that's not your baby. No, they haven't. You know, I know, Charles.
The woman will take the last thing from him that he's in a position to give, namely a severance package. To prevent this outcome, the man has to continue to offer things that the woman desires and doesn't yet have. And this is possible, but it's only possible through affection. If you appreciate the insights on this channel, I would highly encourage you to get your hands on a copy of my book, The Value of Others. Over the course of 432 pages, I delve deep into my economic model of relationships and explain the behavior of both men and women in the game of mating and dating. I also provide a lot of actionable advice on how to get and keep more of what you want in the sexual marketplace. Once you read The Value of Others, you'll never look at relationships the same way again. Now available in ebook, audiobook, and paperback formats. The links are in the description.
Yeah. He's damn near black pill about this shit. That's why I like him. Appreciate you, Ebony Knight, for the content. Okay, he's damn near black pill. That's why I like him. Okay, and he's dovetailing off of what Saadia Khan just said. Saadia Khan is she deals with wealthy people and wealthy men and wealthy women, right? Okay, and what he's saying dovetails exactly with what she's saying. That's why I decided to put these two together today. Okay, in other words. Because we hear all the time about you earning enough money and you buying a chick, and if you give her a lifestyle that she's going to be this, that, or a third, and that is bullshit, okay? The game is the game. The game is the game. You got to know what game that you're playing and the rules that the game that you're playing and the results that you're going to get from it, okay? Now, Jeff Bezos' first wife loved him because he didn't have shit. That chick, his very first wife, loved his ass because he was in a motherfucking Toyota trying to, working a job, and she was there, Johnny on the spot, trying to get his business going, right? Because she believed in him and she loved him. She loved him for something other than his money because he didn't have none. Okay, that's how come he didn't mind giving her the payout, when it ended. Okay, now her second husband. All of a sudden it was different. Okay, she liked the dude because he didn't have nothing, but guess what? It didn't work out because guess what? The levels are too far apart. When I say pin the baby, I wasn't saying that the guy was being deceived into believing. It's Okay, when you say pin the baby, that's what. When you say pin the baby, that's meaning the guy is. She's trying to deceive the guy into believing that it's his baby. Okay, and she's doing it for security. Okay, that's why. Are cuss considered black pill if they know that it's a woman's last option and she's cheating on him? The thing is, okay, you guys should know better than this. You've been around me a long time, okay? What is the first thing I told you guys when I first stepped into this space, okay? What are you getting out of that bitch? Is what you giving that bitch worth what you getting out of her, okay? If that chick got 4 kids, but she's cooking, cleaning, and she's making meals, and she's making you happy, making your life soft and comfortable, and doing what the fuck you say, then it's worth keeping her around, even with the 4 kids. What are you getting out of it? Are you getting what you want out of it that's worth what you're putting into it? Return on investment. ROI. Russell Wilson took Sierra with a baby. Why? Because Russell Wilson is getting a return on investment multiplied. Okay, that's how come Future's not saying shit anymore, because Russell Wilson is making most out of his investment, right? Okay, she getting ready to have, was his 4th kid, and he's on his way to being a billionaire. I think that's worth it. A cut loves watching his woman have a relationship with other men. What do you want from the woman, damn? In other words, if you value the look of that woman and possessing that woman so much, most cucks don't have the money to get that woman, right? So he got to take a compromise, because he wants that particular look of a woman, right, that he can't get, right? He's a 4, okay, and he want a 9. He's not going to get a 9 straight up. Now, can he come off the hip, which is his wallet, and pay for her as a 9? No, okay? It's like a Mercedes, right? That dude is not going to walk into the showroom and buy $200,000 Mercedes, right? Okay? He ain't, okay? But if you want that car, you're going to have to wait 5 years and get it on salvage and fix it up, right? It's been salvaged, it's been wrecked, but guess what? You fix it up and polish it up, make it look good. Now you a dude that's broke, that's driving the Mercedes that the rich dude drove, okay? And if it's worth it to you, I say take it, but know what you're getting. I said quick cash in. You shut up, Andre, okay? Shut up, Meg. Family Guy goated from last night. Classic. Yeah, you know, man. It's like, man, to me, okay, I'm gonna tell you about the thing with Andre, man. To me, that's embarrassing. Okay, when you're trying to work with somebody, okay, and they won't behave on a panel. Okay, it's embarrassing. It makes me look bad, makes the panel look bad, makes the channel look bad. For me to tell the guy to shut up that way, that means I have reached the level of frustration where I'm actually cussing at you. Okay. I don't like doing that. And that's why I have to rethink him being on my panels. If I got to do that to you, then mean same thing with a woman. If I got to cuss my woman out like that, that means I need to find another woman. Okay? I don't like doing that. I don't like the evil twin coming out. I save the evil twin for special occasions. I don't like to become the evil twin, because I don't like being that guy. Okay? I don't like being that guy that has to cuss out my panel. I don't like being that guy that has to cuss people out. I can, but I don't like being that guy. Some people love being that villain. I don't. Okay, Grinch might like that stuff. Okay, I don't like being that guy, because it's not worth it to me to be that guy. I'm not getting paid for that. To be ugly to people. I don't like being ugly to people. And sometimes it's like one of my little kids, man. Dude, I told you to be quiet. You're on my panel, okay? You had your question answered like 50 times, okay? What do you want? And he get up there and he can't articulate himself. So, yeah, I have to rethink that, man. I want to apologize to you guys since I'm here. I'm talking about this stuff. I'm going to apologize to you guys, because that should have never happened. I should have never let it get that far. I apologize to my audience for you guys even seeing that, okay? Because it should have never happened. And I guarantee you it's not going to happen again. The next person that does that, they will get bounced. Okay, immediately. So, trust and believe. If it gets started like that, I'm just gonna bounce it. That's why I bounce people. Okay. Anyway, Yeah, I've been with my wife 31 years, never raised our voices at one another. Yeah. I mean, if both people want to be there and you both come to an agreement, what you raising your voice for? Why am I raising my voice at you? Why do I have to yell at you? Okay? I yell at my children sometimes because I want them to understand, because they need to understand. I don't even yell at my kids for the most part. I very seldom spanked or raised my voices at my kids, and my kids are damn near 40 years old. Okay, very seldom I raise my voice at them, and they're my babies. I would die for them. I'm not raising my voice at a woman, because you can be, talk to their mother. Okay, she'll tell you. I don't raise. If I have to raise my voice, that means you're on the verge of getting replaced. Anyhow, okay. Like an inch of feet to argue with a PhD. Anyhow, let me continue, man. Let's get this over with, man, because we're running out of minutes on the clock. Okay.
So, what is affection? Affection is something that all women want from the men they want it from, and it technically doesn't cost any money to give.
True.
That said, while it doesn't cost money,
it costs time.
Affection absolutely costs time, effort, and attention.
Yes, it's emotional labor, time, effort, and attention. What rich men do not have. They do not have time, effort, and attention to give you, because the time, effort, and attention goes into do what? Making money, which I approve of.
Or to put it another way, it costs the resources that successful men have in greatest scarcity.
Yes.
And this is both why women tend to value affection so much and why men are so loath to give it.
Yes.
They would much prefer to just throw some money at the problem, but as we'll see, this isn't really possible here. Affection is the effective evocation of emotional experience. Having money will facilitate your ability to do this, but it isn't technically required. The issue is that evoking an emotion is generally a very personal process.
Yes.
What will emotionally resonate with any particular woman tends to depend on her.
Yes. Say it again, white boy.
Specific personality and interests and preferences.
Which is very difficult to learn as a skill. And basically that's a sacrifice, it's an emotional sacrifice that you have to do to actually do that kind of stuff, right? Is your investment that you give her worth it?
When it comes to affection, nothing works on everyone. And figuring out what works on a particular woman requires time and attention.
And attention.
As a man, you kind of have to play detective. You have to spend time with her and listen to her. Yes, but even more, you have to look for clues.
And black men have to do that in spades, okay? In spades. Okay? We do that all the time. Look for clues. What's going to bring her attention? What's going to make her happy? What's going to make her sad? What's going to make her wet? Okay? Black men do that. Black men are actually the best at it.
Affection requires you to read between the lines, to listen to what is not said, and make reasonable inferences, which is why it's a huge pain in the ass.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one, Trail. We had to read the tea leaves, right? Okay, we actually might have to make a video out of that, reading the tea leaves.
Of you out there will conclude that it's not fucking worth it. And that's your right. It might not be worth it in your particular case, but there's no way around it. If you want to provide affection, you're going to have to put in the time and energy. The idea here is to use her words and interests and preferences to deduce how best to cultivate a relevant emotional experience.
Yes.
For instance, tracking down a beloved childhood toy that she mentioned in passing over dinner 6 months ago might actually be more valuable to her than a diamond brooch. The toy might only cost a couple of bucks, but if you're right, she will value it more than the jewelry. Something like that will resonate with her emotionally because it demonstrates that you're paying attention. And women think that means you care. Of course, it doesn't necessarily mean that, but they think it means that. And you kind of have to pay in the coin of the realm. In fact, this isn't really unique to women. All people, men and women, tend to value what they can't buy as their possessions increase. That's kind of why Citizen Kane wants his childhood sled at the end of his life. Sorry to spoil it.
Rosebud, yes.
But you should have seen it by now. People who can buy anything no longer want the things that money can buy. They want the experience of joy. They want the experience of freedom. They want the experience of simplicity. They want the experience of wonder. They want the experience of innocence. They want the experience of peace. They want the experience of mystery. They want the experience of danger. And there are different ways to cultivate these experiences based on the particular individual you happen to be dealing with. But figuring out the specific way to do this will require time, attention, and effort. In any case, it's through the provision of affection that men can continue to maintain a woman's attention and loyalty long term, even after he's bought her everything she could possibly desire that can be bought. What do you think? Does this fit with your own experience? Let me know in the comments below. And please send this episode to someone who you think might benefit from its message, as it's word-of-mouth referrals like this that really help to make the channel grow. Anyone looking to join my free weekly newsletter or book a paid consultation can do so on my website. There's also my book, The Value of Others. It's fantastic. And my member community, The Captain's Quarters. The links to everything are in the description below. There's a lot of great information in all of these resources. Please.
All right. Okay. Those two things go together. I was actually going to do Sadia Khan about buying love and through your wallet, stuff like that. But the thing is, these two things actually align, so I thought it's better to actually do it in a live, since I needed to punch the clock and needed the subject. So I already had them on, on deck. So I decided to present them here to you. But I know that what Trail said about TEA, okay, time, effort, and attention, okay. I think that's a pretty good title, reading the tea leaves, okay. I think I'll do a video on that one. That sounds pretty good. I might do that one tomorrow, in a pre-recorded. I said the man speaking in this video is a jester, okay. What is it with you guys, man? Let me ask you that question, man. What is it with you guys, okay? Y'all get good information, you're having a good stream, and you got to come in with some negative shit. What's going on? What's going on? And most of you guys don't know even what the fuck you're talking about. Most of you Negroes don't even know what, you dusty ninjas don't even know what you're talking about, man. CJ came up with meat, money, energy, affection, and time. Okay. I think time, energy, and affection, money is separate. Okay. Nah, man. Basically, the thing is, there's always a guy that comes up with some bullshit. Okay. And since I'm on StreamYard, you can't help but see it, because it's right there next to you. Nah, don't even get into it, man. I don't want to time him out, because I get blamed for timing people out. You always get a dumbass to come in saying dumbass shit, okay? And he's a dumbass. He's a dumbass. It's okay. Anyhow, let's get out of here, man. I think I've punched the clock, and we're over an hour. We're working overtime now, so we're gonna bounce out of here, and we're gonna ignore the dumbass. So I'm just gonna start calling out dumbasses when they pop up. Okay. You're gonna spam you're gonna troll me. I'm gonna troll you back. Okay. Low functioning, low energy dumbasses coming in on a pretty positive stream. Anyhow, y'all, let me get out of here. I'm gonna play my outro, and we're done. I'll see you guys tomorrow. What's up? Yo, Adrian. Okay, BGS, you've been running through idiots and trolls the last 2 weeks. It's 72. I heard that. Anubis, do I have a fetish when I request my name being tattooed on my chicas' bodies, or do they do it, or is it a mental illness? Not really. It's called ownership, man. Anubis, for as generous as you are, every one of your chicks should have their name, okay, and put Poppy on the guy. Put your name and put Poppy underneath it, okay. I require it before you continue on this $1, okay. Going down to the tattoo shop, and I want my name tattooed on your ass, okay. Property of. Oh boy. Anyhow, let me get out of here, folks. And it's fuck the respectability politics, okay? Property of.
Muzyka Denis 7.